I figured I'm short when I'm actually standing here, so I'll make my voice louder. His Excellency At Solomon Desta, Vice Governor for National Bank of Ethiopia, distinguished guests, partners, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed, good morning and welcome once again. It is a real pleasure being here with you all for the 5th Annual East African Summit, having seen the forum growing, attracting more stakeholders, discussing on relevant topics, and giving local and international experts the platform to focus on key issues affecting the finance sector. Being cognizant that you are eagerly waiting for the lineup of speakers and have heard from our partners about our summit extensively, I would simply like to iterate or say a few things and hand it back to your master of ceremony here. Firstly, we can all attest that the last 2 or 3 years have been quite unpredictable, and as business leaders, as in the society, we have navigated some uncharted territories with a pandemic and a political and civil unrest. We have, as business leaders, been forced to revisit our business models and ways of doing things at a rate that just would have looked unrealistic before 3 years ago. In addition, we have seen many reforms being revisited and new ones being introduced by the governments across the globe to address the issue that we are faced with. And ultimately, I think that is why we are all here gathered today for, focused on the finance sector to once again relook at our business models and reflect on some of the reforms and directions introduced that would affect the sector. As I am sure you will, I would like to invite you all to reflect at them through the lens of sustainability. Secondly, the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, ACCA for short, we believe as an organization that the key role that professional accountants play as strategic advisors is crucial for the sector. As rightly put by the poet Sugar, without professional accountants providing the insight and information needed for business leaders will be driving a rudderless ship in the open sea. And this role is quite significant in the finance sector. In our recent global research, titled The State of the Profession in Africa, going to be launched officially next week with the Pan-African Federation of Accountants and PricewaterhouseCoopers, we have noted that of the total respondents from the finance sector, professional accountants, 54% stated that they are engaged in strategic and functional role, which isn't surprising. But what struck me was over half of this 54%, to be exact, 64% of the 54, responded that they are serving either as CEOs or directors in the finance sector. And when you see this data split into regions, we see professional accountants at the helm of the finance sector in South Africa at 68% versus the Horn and East Africa at 65%. I will stop here with the research, as you can all go through it and read it. But the reason I wanted to share with you this piece of information is to show you all the role and responsibility that as professional accountants we have to the sector and why we are involved in the summit. As ACCA, since April 2022, through our 19 offices globally, and together with our members, whom some of you are here, we have been campaigning under the theme Accounting for a Better World. As a global body, we have identified 7 areas that as a profession we will focus to better the world. Building resilient economies, developing talent for tomorrow, driving sustainable business, advancing standards and regulations across all sectors, transforming the public sector, supporting entrepreneurial growth, strengthening ethics and trust. We believe as a profession, by focusing on this, we can better the world and help support in solving the underlying challenge that we have seen in the last few years across the sector. In closing, I would say this. We are all acutely aware that the issue of the finance sector is our shared issue. It is not the issue of the regulator alone, nor is it the sectors. So I urge you all to take part in the conversation, get involved in the journey, and find the right rudder. With this, I wish you all the best in your deliberation and trust it will lead to a lively discussion. Thank you very much.